line of duty in more than 12 years. Director Wray in a statement saying that he paid his respects to the Special Agent Daniel Alfin and Special Agent Laura Schwarzenberger. He says they were shot while serving a search warrant. 3 other agents were injured as well, but they are expected to be okay. The suspect was killed in that shootout. Let's bring in Danny Coulson, former FBI Deputy Assistant Director. Danny, welcome. A horrific story and a horrible day for the FBI.
Oh, it's a horrible day for America. But we have to remember that every day FBI agents and police officers go out to do their job to take care of us, and they risk losing their lives. I think we tend to forget that. We romanticize what the FBI does. But we have to remember they do a very, very dangerous job, and they never know they're going to run into something like this. And it's a tragedy. I think that the message from Director Wray was right on point, full of passion, and we need that right now. We need to come together as an agency and mourn those we lost and get on with work.
We were reminded earlier of those images of the agents' bodies being taken away with the American flag draped over them from this scene this morning. As we saw that play out before our very eyes, Danny, can you tell us a little bit about what you have learned as far as the details of this ambush as it happened this morning?
Well, it's important to remember that when you do a raid, you generally have all the advantages because you know you're coming and they don't generally. And the advantages with the officers and the agents. But in this case, without having a lot of detail, clearly they were ambushed. If you look at the number of injuries and killed, it sounds like the subject got them as they were approaching the house or maybe at the front door. And we're going to know that. The FBI will do a very intense investigation, find out what happened, and maybe change training or equipment to see that we don't have this happen in the future. But it's a dangerous job. You never know what's going to happen. And although they're probably the best trained law enforcement community in the world, these things do happen.
Fortunately, it's somewhat rare. As we just mentioned, this is the first time that FBI agents were killed in the line of duty in over 12 years.
Yes, that's true. And remember, police officers have a more dangerous job than I ever had. I was there for 30 years and I arrested hundreds of people. A policeman's job is much different from ours. It's harder, it's more difficult. We're losing policemen at a record rate. And we need to remember that. People that talk about defunding the police need to move on and get over that. We have loyal, patriotic men and women serving us, and we should honor them for what they do for us.
Really important story, and you look at the fact that these FBI agents, they are incredibly trained. They practice for situations like this. They are equipped when they show up on the scene. Danny, as you mentioned, we'll see the investigation. We'll learn the details as it plays out. Your final thoughts as we learn more on this story.
A terrible day for the FBI, but one thing that people need to remember, and you do too, they're not stopping. We lose people, I've lost people, I've had comrades killed, and I will tell you, the next day you go to work and do your job.